Am I the asshole for not backing down on my daughter's teachers calling her the proper name? My daughter, Alexandra, 14F, hates any shortened version of her name. This has gone on since she was about 10. The family respects it and she's pretty good about advocating for herself should someone call her Lexi, Alex, etc. She also hates when people get her name wrong and just wants to be called Alexandra. She took Spanish in middle school. The teacher wanted to call all students by the Spanish version of their name, provided there was one. So, she tried to call Alexandra, Alejandra. Alexandra corrected her and the teacher respected it. She had the same teacher all 3 years of middle school, so it wasn't an issue. Now, she's in high school and is still taking Spanish. Once again, the new teacher announced if a student had a Spanish version of their name, she'd call them that. So, she called Alexandra, Alejandra. Alexandra corrected her but the teacher ignored her. My daughter came home upset after the second week. I am not the type of mom to write emails, but I felt I had to in this case. If matters, this teacher is not Hispanic herself, so this isn't a pronunciation issue. Her argument is if these kids ever went to a Spanish-speaking country, they'd be called by that name. I found this excuse a little weak as the middle school Spanish teacher actually was Hispanic who had come here from a Spanish-speaking country and she respected Alexandra's wishes. The teacher tried to dig her heels in, but I sighed if it wasn't that big a deal in her eyes that she calls her Alejandra. Why is it such a big deal to just call her Alexandra? Eventually, she gave in. Alexandra confirmed that her teacher is calling Irby her proper name. My husband feels I blew this out of proportion and Alexandra could have sucked it up for a year. The school has 3 different Spanish teachers, so odds are she could get another one her sophomore year. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my wife she has to stay home to watch the kids until she replaces the nanny she fired because I work from home? My wife Danielle, 33, has a job that requires her to go into the office every day. I, 42, work from my home office. We have 2 children, 2 quarters. We had a nanny, Esme, whom we hired after we moved to the city for my wife's job. We do not have family in this city. Esme was with us since we got here 6 months ago. She was excellent at her job and she was a pleasant person in general. Danielle got it into her head that Esme was going to try and get me away from her. She fired her. It was a ridiculous assertion. I love my wife. But she insisted. She then proceeded to kibosh any nanny that the agency sent. Even the male one because she thought it was weird to have a male nanny. She wants me to watch the kids since I'm home. Anyway, I said that there was no way that was happening. I bring home 65% of our income. I cannot watch the kids and work. I have dealt with this temporarily by inviting my parents to stay with us so they can watch the kids. Danielle hates this. She likes my folks but she doesn't like having them here 100% of the time. However, neither her mom or dad are able to help. I told her that if she wants my parents to go home she either has to replace our nanny or she has to stay home to watch the kids. She says that I'm an asshole for devaluing her work and expecting her to watch the kids because she's the woman. I'm not. I think she created this situation and it's her responsibility to deal with it. Am I the asshole for announcing my wife's pregnancy when my brother and aunt, sister-in-law were still grieving the death of their newborn? Edit. As some people are saying, I argued with him. I hadn't mentioned it but he had said, there's no need to gloat about it. I sure as hell hope something like that doesn't happen to the child. You'd better pray for it to not die by crib death. And other stuff which resulted in the argument. And #X200B. My 34 meters wife Amanda, 32F, got pregnant recently. We were yet to announce it, but before we could do so we learned about the death of my nephew. My brother's newborn had died, and he informed us about it. We went to his house to offer our condolences, and they were in a really distraught state. Here's the thing. I was buying a few supplies for my wife, related to her pregnancy, when I had gotten the announcement, and as I rushed to my brother's house immediately upon getting the message, we still had the purchases with us. Upon reaching there, we offered our condolences, and remained present for quite a while. It seemed as if my sister-in-law Emily was either pretending to keep her composure or looking for a topic to divert her mind, but she casually asked us what we were doing, considering the purchases, and what we had bought. I hesitated to answer, but she had already noticed some of the stuff in the bag and asked what those were. It was pretty obvious that they were related to the pregnancy, and although we said it's nothing, she seemed curious to know. So we told her that she was pregnant. Emily began to cry when she learned what it was, while my brother began to accuse me of announcing it when they were dealing with the literal death of their child. He got into a huge verbal sparring with me, but I told him that we were about to announce it anyway, and that I hadn't wanted to lie since Emily had already kind of noticed what the stuff were. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not being happy that my little sister is getting married? I, 28F, am not happy for my little sister, 19F, getting married. We don't have any family left other than a distant uncle who lives across the country and couldn't care less about us. I have tried to be the best role model I could be for her since we lost our only parent so young, but I feel like I failed. My little sister met this cook at the restaurant she works at, and I don't care what he does for a living. It has nothing to do with that, but he's 39. He is 39 years old and just put earring on my 19-year-old little sister's finger. I met him once before and I didn't realize he was that old, to be honest. He looks good for his age, but I also didn't think they would end up together, so I didn't think to press on it. She is constantly dating all these men, probably to make up for her severe daddy issues that I also have, but we don't need to get into that. I feel terrible because my sister was so excited to tell me she's engaged. Andy flipped out on her. I told her how disgusting it is that he is an old man and that she wouldn't be able to live her life the way she wants to with a guy like that. She left my house crying and won't answer me. It's been 2 weeks. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not helping my brother with his daughters when his wife left him? I, F30, is single and child-free by choice. I date occasionally but no long-term relationships. Thesis: due to many reasons, like I love my freedom, I want to enjoy my life unencumbered with responsibilities and want to really focus on my career. My older brother, M34, got married when he was 26. He has 2 kids, F7, F4. They had a traditional household. He wanted a partner who stayed home and looked after the family while he earned. She had apparently dreamed of being a homemaker and taking care of children. But during last couple of years she showed signs of hating it. She wanted to study more and work outside. Build something of her own. But my brother refused to step up or help. I warned him once, but he told me it's none of my business how he runs his household. I kept my mouth shut since. His wife left him a month ago. She just wrote him a letter saying she can't do this and want to explore her life. She left kids with him and basically vanished. We have no idea where she is. Thing is, my brother doesn't know how to do even the most basic things. He is the kind of guy who never changed a diaper or toasted bread. The moment my brother found that his wife left, he called my mother, who rushed in to save the day. She thought it was short-term and my sister-in-law would be back, but she hasn't. My father is unwell and needs her home soon. They live hours away. My brother suggested she take kids home with her. My dad said no. He is retired and they are both getting old. He does not want to have kids in the house full-time, taking up her time and energy. Since that was a no-go, my brother asked me to either move in with them to help out or take kids in with me. I refused. From what I see, he is a grown adult and these kids are his responsibility. I made a choice to live the way I do and I do not want to sacrifice my life for his choices. My family is pressuring me onto this, saying stuff like how my brother does not know how to take care of kids, the little girls need a woman in their life, how family helps family, etc. My brother is calling me cold-hearted for not venturing to help him. Am I the asshole? Is she okay? In the post I had given no one knew where she is based on info I was given by my mother. She told me they had communicated with Sil's parents as well. Hearing that she had taken all her documents and per her note, I trusted she had gone somewhere where she can study and make something of herself. But a lot of comments had me questioning about it all. Many of you wanted me to file a report as missing person. What I realized is, me and my parents not filing it made sense. We know and trust my brother. But why didn't my sister-in-law's parents file our report? They should have been more suspicious, right? So I called Sil's mom. She didn't sound worried or sad, so I was more suspicious. I asked if she knew where sister-in-law is. She said they don't know, Sil did not see anything to them, etc. I told her I would be filing report today then, so we know she is safe. Her mom panicked at that and told me not to. That'Sil will come home when she is ready. I told her I have to file report unless I know she is safe. She kept insisting I don't have to. It was very suspicious. 5 minutes after my call, I got a call from an unknown number. It was sister-in-law. She was panicking and more or less begged me not to file a report. Turns out she was in another state, crashing with distant family. She really did want to go to college and my brother was not letting her. She had a huge fight with him about all that the week before she left. She was really depressed and feeling stuck. Her parents loaned her some cash through a church friend who also helped her go away. She begged me not to file a report, saying he will sue her for child support and she can barely support herself and go to college. I told her abandoning her kids was wrong. She was crying when she said she know and hope they can forgive her. She really couldn't live this life anymore. Leaving them was the hardest decision she ever made, but she felt it was better than taking them and letting them starve with her. At least Harithy have home and family. I did ask why she couldn't just divorce my brother then. She said she did not have money for lawyer or anything. No home to return to. She is not proud of it, but she just couldn't stay and fight. She did not tell me where exactly she is. Did not want to risk it. Asked me not to give her number to me family. I did tell her situation with her kids. She just said my brother will figure it out. She cannot help in any way right now. She will come back to her babies when she can. Would I be the asshole for not reporting my daughter as missing? My 50F daughter, 17F, is a really difficult person to be around. She is diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, ASD and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Her BPD is very pronounced, with frequent tangents about how I should have died instead of my husband, constantly threatening to hurt herself and end her life as a means of trying to emotionally blackmail me, and very frequent threats of life-ruining stuff that unfortunately she has the means and willpower to carry out. She has a girlfriend, 19F, who she's known for a very long time. I've known about this person since she was 12 and started using the internet. She's met this person in person 2 years ago and I saw some implications that they were together, so it doesn't surprise me that they are. I don't know where this person lives unfortunately due to the fact that according to my daughter she moves around a lot. Well, my daughter recently ran away from home to live with her girlfriend and left a note threatening to ruin my life if I try to ruin her plans. And quite frankly, I am sick of being around her. Before she ran away I was seriously considering giving up my rights as a parent because the constant verbal abuse and stress was deteriorating me and I could not be around her without feeling sick. She is like a smaller version of my now deceased husband who was narcissistic and abusive. My own therapist said when my daughter moves out I should consider cutting her off due to stress causing me severe health issues and my daughter's behavior being considerably abusive. My daughter turns 18 in January and has the resources and means to defend herself. I'm thinking about just letting her live her own life and letting her do whatever. I have no desire to be her parent and if I'm being honest I don't think I love her anymore. Would I be the asshole?